Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. How are we? Today I'm doing a little tag video just to kind of get to know me. I don't know who originally created this tag. If I figure it out by the time this is uploaded, I'll leave that in the description down below. But I did see Lottie's Library do this quite a while ago now, and I've just been like holding on the back burner for a day that I needed a video, and so here we are. I need a video. So this is going to be the my favorites thing tag, you know, like the song. I have not thought of the answers beforehand. I only know the first question, and I've been stumped on it since I decided to do this yesterday. So let's just like jump right in and hope for the best. First question is, who's your favorite musician / band? What a loaded question. I don't have one. I like many. I listen to a lot of different genres. I listen to a lot of type of music. EDM is really big for me. I go to a lot of raves and music festivals. We're going to see Seven Lions next weekend, which is like so insane. Yeah, absolutely love music. It's a big part of my personality. It's a big part of my life. So it's hard to like pinpoint. So it's very like genre based or mood based. Like, what am I in the mood for? I've been currently bopping to my curated playlist for a story that I've been in the works of writing, and it's just all the immaculate vibes. It is girl boss. It makes me feel so confident. So I don't have like a specific artist, but I have a lot of genres. We're already failing with the questions on the first attempt. Oh no. Okay, so what are my top 3 favorite films? Again, this is a little bit tricky because genre specific. Like, it fluctuates depending on the mood that I'm in, but favorites of all time would probably, all I'm thinking is musicals. Scott Pilgrim versus the World. The Twilight Saga. Don't Come For Me. Those are my comfort films. And XYZ, all of the musicals. All of them are in third place. So Moulin Rouge, Rent, and The Phantom of the Opera. I think they're all tied for third because those are just some of my favorite movies ever. I adore them. I love them so freaking much. I love musicals. Okay. Anyways, moving on. What's my favorite scent? That's a fun question. I typically lean for like myself more vanilla scented things. For my house, it's like more of a fruity scent. Not sure why that is exactly, but those are the scents that I kind of gravitate towards. Vanillas and fruit-esque things. I have a lot of like plant smells in my office, but they're really just kind of like on the tropical side. But I like light but pretty, your typical feminine perfume scents. Those are my shit. Those are my things. I love them. Vanilla anything especially. Oh no, what's my favorite Disney film? My favorite? Like the best one. That's so hard. So first I think Tangled. That's a classic. I love it. Flynn Rider is so hot. Rapunzel, so hot. The storyline, the music, all of it slaps. My second favorite, or like the second one that comes to mind, would be The Princess and the Frog. Naveen, hot. Tiana, hot. The music slaps. Those are obviously very important factors to me. I also really enjoy Hercules, Mulan, Zootopia. Those are good ones. Those are like the movies that I rewatch the most. So there you have it. Is that a cop-out? I guess I'll say Tangled. My answers for these will change by tomorrow, so that's fun. What's my favorite season? Typically it's fall. I'm a fall girl. I always have been. I love Halloween. I love the color palette. I love, because I live in Oregon, like that's like prime rainy weather. But a girl's seasonal depression, overall depression, has been getting a little bit worse with age. As like the world collapses around me. I don't know. Something is probably connecting there. But I would say that I love fall and I really like winter. But the sadness that's been coming lately, especially this past winter, was really, really brutal, really hard. So I'm really excited for spring. It's still rainy when we're in spring in Oregon, which is great because I can still like get the vibes, but like the sun comes out a little bit more. I can kind of go outside. So yes, fall is my favorite, but I'm trying to be a spring girly this year, and see if maybe that will help with my mood. What's my favorite seasonal drink? Oh, hot cocoa. Point blank period. I love drinking hot chocolate. I drink hot chocolate throughout the year constantly. I used to be a Dutch Bros Rebel girly, but I barely had any this year. I've been drinking coffee more often, which is strange. So I would say like energy drinks are a staple, so they're no longer seasonal. They used to be much more of like a spring summer thing, but she's dependent on the caffeine. So I would definitely say hot cocoa is the best seasonal drink. I'm not a pumpkin spice latte kind of girly. I've never had one. I've not really had an interest. I don't really care for chai. And I'm not a big lemonade drinker unless it's like alcoholic. So hot cocoa, easy. Do you have a favorite shirt or article of clothing? Any crew neck or sweatshirts. You've probably, if you've been on this channel for a while, noticed like repeating shirts, especially the Steelers crew necks that I have. I stole those from my stepdad. I have two. Those are my favorite. They're so comfortable. They're so like all-consuming of my body. They feel great. I just recently bought a Redbubble crew neck for Aurelia Magical Readathon hosted by G, and that thing is so comfortable. I'm obsessed with it. I did not want to take it off once I purchased it, and once it arrived, I was living in it for like a week. I can't help it. I want to just crawl into it and be a little hermit in that thing all the time. So comfortable. I need to buy every Redbubble sweatshirt I humanly can. Who's my favorite author? That's tricky. That's so tricky because I could say that Adrienne Young is a favorite author. I read most of their work and I gave all of them 4 and 5 stars, so that's an easy one. My gut always says Stephanie Garber, but I've still only read one Stephanie Garber. I've only read Caraval. I have not finished and continued with the series, but I've read Caraval 3 times. It's one of my favorite books of all times. It's not perfect, it's not great, but I really jive with Stephanie Garber's writing, and I just love that like whimsical game atmosphere. Just the description of the world makes me so happy, even though the characters have their issues. But I've only read that one, and so it's hard to be like, yeah, favorite author, but I won't continue. Erin Morgenstern's great. I really love The Night Circus. I've been slogging my way through The Starless Sea, so I can't say like full chest favorite author. But yeah, those are kind of like the only ones that like I'm really deeply connected to off the top of my head. The issue is that there's so many books that I want to read that I'm having to decide between authors that I enjoy and new authors, and I always pick new authors, so I never finish reading authors that I read from before. TJ Klune, great example. Loved House in the Cerulean Sea. I'm still in the process of reading Under the Whispering Door. I've been reading that for months now. I can pick it up and put it back down really easily. That's just, yeah, so it's hard to say, but I guess Adrienne Young is one of them. Adeline Grace I really like. Stephanie Garber I really like. There's a theme with these authors, if you could tell. They're kind of all in like the same genre sphere. Number 9 is, do I have a favorite spot for reading or writing? I really only read in bed and now this chair, which I haven't actually read in this chair yet. I know, what a crime. I don't love reading in bed though. It's comfortable, it's cozy, it's warm, but it makes me 3,000 times more tired, and that's just like kind of inconvenient for me. I do love reading by the fire in like fall and winter when we have one, but at the same time the chair gets a little bit uncomfy because you're just like sitting there hunched over a book. I think my issue is that like reading is not a comfortable hobby. It's very difficult to be comfortable whilst reading. For hours, especially. But yeah, mostly in bed. This chair, I think, will be my new favorite spot because I do love sitting in this chair. So do the animals. It's a good old time over here. But yeah, I would say this chair will be my new favorite spot once I start reading here. What's my favorite food or dessert? Oh, what a loaded question. I love so much food. Food is like my passion, my hobby, my love. I adore food so much. I like cooking. I love eating. I'm also incredibly picky and I have like sensory issues with food. It's a really difficult time. But I love food. I have a very like deep emotional connection to food. You can blame the high school traumas and the recovering from that trauma on my love of food. So I have a lot of favorites. We're gonna have buttered chicken and naan bread tonight, I think. That's a comfy favorite of mine. But like all-time favorite, for the longest time I would have told you it was pizza rolls. I fuck with pizza rolls so hard. You deep fry them, they're delicious. In the oven, delicious. In microwave them, that's a crime. Don't do that. But they're so good. Are they great for you? Absolutely not. But do they make my heart full and happy? Abso-freaking-lutely. So yeah, I love pizza rolls. Was that the question? Was just my favorite food? Or dessert? Yeah, dessert-wise, I don't really care. My favorite dessert would be cookie dough ice cream with fresh bananas sliced into it. Something about that, so bomb. Next question. What's my favorite time of day? That's so tricky for me. That's really interesting because I'm a morning person and a night person all in one human. Like if my superpower was that I didn't have to sleep, I absolutely would. Because truly, if I never had to sleep, I would have so much time for everything and it would be wonderful. So I really love the mornings for productivity. I love waking up at 5 in the morning and starting my day off right and feeling like I could accomplish so much, and it just like helps extend the day into like a good mindset. With that said though, it's so hard to wake up early. Why? Because I love sleep. I know I just said my superpower would be to not have to sleep, but I do love sleep. Truly, 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 I love sleep so much. I love dreaming. I can lucid dream at times. Like, it's a big part of everyone's life. I love to sleep. I get very cozy and comfortable, and I could easily be in a sleep state for 10 days, and I'd be content. With that said, though, waking up in the mornings is very difficult, but I feel best when I do it. On the other hand, staying up late, I'm the most creative. I have the most fun. I want to do all of the things all at once. I feel so inspired, and I can stay up until 3, 5 in the morning doing art things. Just listen to some music, draw a map for 5 hours. Like, it's so easy for me to get into those habits and routines, and I know that's not the healthy thing to do, but I can't help myself sometimes. It's so fun. And it's very difficult working an office job, which is incredibly not creative, and then having to sleep after work instead of staying up and being creative. It's a difficult balance. It's very hard, but that's a big part of life and adulting, I suppose. So back to the question at hand. Morning or night? Both. absolutely both. If I could do both every day, I would, but often it's a pick and choose. If I could do things the way that I wished and I wasn't so stubborn with getting up in the morning, I would wake up every morning at 5 a.m. at least on work days, and then on my like weekends stay up hella late and be super creative and have fun. Next question is, what is your favorite color? I don't know if I have anything surrounding me besides my camera that I can show you, but pale blues, cyan, pale blues, like very light over onto like the gray side of a color wheel, like blues in the gray tones but light. Does that explain it? It's not like a specific only one shade, but multiple shades fit that genre of color that I like, if that makes any sense. Oh no. Who's your top 3 favorite YouTube channels? That's like incredibly impossible. I watch so much YouTube. I watch a stupid amount of YouTube every day, but my watch later right now is like 350. I've been slowly making my way through it. I turn to YouTube for entertainment, for comfort, for like you would a podcast or music. Like I just throw YouTube on. It's almost always playing around me. I am obsessed, you could say, borderline obsessed maybe. It's just been a big part of my life forever, so I've watched the same creators forever, and I kind of cycle through depending on like my interests at the moment. But people who have been consistent for me, I watch Philip DeFranco every day. I watch Little Simsy every day. I watch Allison Pages and Catherine Cara, is that her name? I watch them every Sunday. I obviously watch Eliza and Daphne's booktube content often. I try and watch Kaylee's video game content as much as I can. Streaming wise, like that's a whole other story. Like Death to Divinity and Jivik are like, and JoJo Solos are like my 3 main streaming things. Like I always am watching somebody, and it's impossible to narrow down my favorites because there's different subjects for everything. Like Dylan's in Trouble is one of my favorite movie commentaries. My friend Portia, I watch her channel religiously. Like I watch so many people, it's impossible to narrow it down. Like it's literally impossible. Okay, what's your favorite musical or play? Ooh, as we had mentioned earlier, I love Phantom of the Opera, I love Rent, I love Moulin Rouge. I'm a big Greatest Showman fan, I know. Hamilton is fantastic. I recently saw that live. Oh, so good. I loved Wicked. That was incredible. Waitress was a lot of fun. The Legally Blonde Broadway is so much fun. I adored that far more than I thought I would. Even my parents in Austin really enjoyed that one. That was great. I love musicals. I love Broadways. We're supposed to see Come From Away in May, which I have never listened to. I want to go see Beetlejuice so bad, but it's not coming in like my direct area. It's like many hours drive to get there. So yes, I love musicals. I don't really watch plays or care for plays as much. Shakespeare's kind of like the closest I got to it, but now that Broadway or Rent has ended on Broadway, the Shakespeare Festival in Oregon is going to be having Rent as one of their musicals. They're also doing The Three Musketeers and something else, and I'm so freaking excited. Alright, second to last question. What's your favorite place you visited? Hawaii, but it's been so long I don't really remember it that great. And so the second favorite place that I've been, probably Seattle. I adore Seattle. Seattle is very close to home. I'm in Oregon, as I've mentioned. I'm in Eugene, so like it's outside of Portland, and it's so much fun. I highly recommend, if you're ever in the area, check out the Seattle City Pass and do it that way. live your best tourist life. It is so much fun. They have an incredible zoo, so many fun museums that you can go check out. Obviously the Space Needles. We've took so many fun pictures there. That was a spontaneous trip for us, and it was probably one of my favorite trips that I've been on since Hawaii when I was 13. And yes, Seattle was better than Vegas. And the last question isn't really a question, it's just who I want to tag. Anyone that wants to do this. I'm not going to tag anyone specific. If you need a quick, easy video to do, I highly recommend you do this. It's fun letting people kind of get to know you and talk about yourself a little bit more. But it's a lot of fun. It's a great, like, in-between content kind of video. I really enjoy tags. They're some of my favorite videos to do. I just like sitting down and being able to talk and get to know you guys a little bit better, for you guys to get to know me a little bit better. If you want to answer any of these questions in the comments, I would love to see them. And if you're interested in doing the full tag, feel free to tag me in your description or comments, or show it, to send it or whatever, and I will happily watch. And yes, that's gonna be it for this video. I'm going to edit this now. It's gonna be really fun. I have such a big day ahead of me. It's gonna be great. I hope that you have a wonderful day as well. I hope that everything is going so swimmingly and great for you. I know the world is a little scary, and I will see you guys for my next video, which is, I think, gonna be on Thursday, if she does a decent job. Tax season's almost over, everybody. We're so close. We're almost there. But that's gonna be it. I'm gonna go. Give this video a like if you enjoyed. Subscribe if you want to see more from me. And I will see you guys soon. Bye.